Okay, and now we're doing part 1 again, but now 5 through 10. So this first one, most people got this. Okay, but I'm going to set it up for you anyway. Again, I don't know what numbers you had. In fact, let me do a different form. So then that way everyone's getting a fair amount of stuff. So I'm going to do 10 and 12, 8 and x. All right, so these are really simple because they're like in the same position. So all you got to do is 10 over 8. Set that equal to 12 over x. These are all proportions. And then cross multiply. So you multiply across there. Multiply across there. Right, so then we're going to have 8 times 12. And then set that equal to 10 times x. 8 times 12 is 96. Equals 10x divided by 10. So x equals 9.6. Okay, that's easy. All right. Here's one that's a little more complicated. You're setting it up similarly. I was surprised at how many people for this particular question set these sides equal to each other. Do they look equal to you? No, they're not equal. We're talking about similar triangles, okay? We've moved past congruence. So all I got to do is set up the proportion, matching up the sides. 36 over 16 equals, and then x plus 2 over 2x minus 3. Okay, so they are not equal. This does not equal that, or this does not equal that. I don't know where you're getting that from. That's crazy talk. Okay, from here, cross multiply. And if you set this up correctly, you got partial credit. And then maybe you went wrong somewhere with the algebra. So 36 times 2x minus 3. 16 times x plus 2. Notice how I'm putting parentheses there. If you don't put the parentheses, you might forget to distribute. So you got to distribute 72x. And then 36 times 3, which is 108. 108. Same thing for 16. 16x, and don't forget to distribute. Okay? And then it's just algebra. So check your algebra to make sure that you may have just somewhere gone wrong with your solving. So we're going to subtract 16 from both sides. Okay. Bring down the rest. Whoops. And add 108. Make sure you're doing opposite operators. Okay. And last but not least, divide. So x equals 2.5. Okay. Fun times. Also, when you're doing your test, if you're doing your retake, if you always want to check your work, you can plug it back in. Right, oops, not right there. Right in here. Plug the x in here and also up here. If you plug that in and then check to see, this ratio should end up being the same as this ratio here. Okay? Okay. So, I'm not going to do 7 and 8 because those are really simple. So my guess is if you got those wrong, you just weren't looking carefully. So I'm not doing that. 9 and 10. These ones, a lot of people, a lot of people missed one of these. Okay? And they were different versions, so it switched around depending on which test you had. Okay, so one of the questions could have been something like this, where I'm solving for W, and W is this piece here, okay? Most people did okay on that type of problem. I don't know if that was your number 9 or your number 10. Here's the other type of problem. same triangle with the arrows, but look at what I'm solving for now. Instead of one of the sides, I'm solving for one of the parallel sides instead of one of those pieces, okay? So everyone, not everyone, most people did super happy times on this one, and most people sad, not good, did not correctly set that up. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so for the first one, it's pretty simple. All you had to do was 24 over W equals 30 over 5. There's a couple different ways you could have done that. But basically cross multiply, okay, and you get your answer. For this next one here, I'm going to do this in red, so don't do this. Okay, this is what not to do. And in fact, what most people did for their mistake, they did K over 9 equals 18 over 24. Now you might be thinking that's the exact same as what we did before, and you said that was okay, but they're not the exact same, okay? When we're trying to find one of these parallel sides, you cannot use what's called the side splitter theorem, okay? This one, I can use the side splitter theorem because it's splitting the sides, okay? However, here, K is not one of the split sides. That would be here and here, all right? So that's wrong, right? Here's what you should have done. This is the correct way to solve this. K over 9, that part's okay. K over 9. And then here's the tricky part. You actually have to do this entire side length. So you have to add those two pieces together to get your entire side. So that's going to be 18 plus 24 is, oh, sorry, said 24, is 42. Okay? That is going to match with 24. 42 over 24. If you're still confused, like I've said multiple times in class, you should draw out the two separate triangles. I'm going to draw my small one with a 9 and a 24. Then let me draw my big one here, which is K. And keep in mind this whole side, stop it, this whole side is not 18, it's 18 plus 24. 18 plus 24, oops, sorry, which is 42. Now you can see how that is correctly set up. K over 9 equals 42 over 24. And then you can cross multiply and solve for K. Okay, I'm not going to do that. You can do calculations. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. Oh, actually, we're almost done with this. So let me just do 11 because that's not a hard one. So I'm just going to keep going, which is one of these. Okay, guys, this is really simple. So a lot of people got confused because it looks scary. It's not. 4, 6, 2x minus 10, and 9. Okay, again, these are not equal. This does not equal that. No, no. We are doing our favorite proportions. All about proportions. Proportions, proportions. If you're confused or maybe you just want to guess, you should set up a proportion, okay? 2x minus 10 over 9. That looks like a good ratio. Equals 4 over 6. 4 over 6. Ta-da! And then you solve. Cross multiply. Make sure you're distributing. I'm not going to do all of this algebra. Okay, you can do algebra. 9 times 4 is 36. Distribute the 6. Keep going. Okay? Okay. Last one. Surprised at how many people got this one wrong just because you didn't understand what scale factor is. Okay, scale factor is a ratio of two sides. Okay, that is scale factor. look back at your notes, way back, 5-1. If I have this triangle here, and I'm calling this A, all right? Actually, let me write it here, A. And then I want to compare that to this other triangle here. So, whoops, that's a 4, 10, and 8.6. You can pick any sides to correspond, but here's the key, okay? And this is where people got half credit off. The scale factor of A to B, scale factor of A to B. Guys, that tells me the order of my fraction. So you start with A on the top, for example, 10 over, make sure that that's corresponding, that matches with 4, and simplify. 5/2 would be your answer there. But Miss Coffee, that's what I put and I got it wrong. Well, your question then said, what is the scale factor of B to A? If it said B to A, guess what you had to do? B over A, which is 2/5. Okay, so the order matters when you're doing the scale factor. Read the question and it will tell you what order to do it in. Okay, that's all. Bye now. Oh my gosh.